afternoon or evening. Guess we're gonna turn on some cable access. We're gonna get an update from Niles, or maybe Niles, not Niles.
The Dork Forest in staycation and exile with guest host John Del Ansi of Q Catsitter Collective. Greetings and salutations, sweet spirit. It is another episode of the Dork Forest, which has had a bit of hiatus since Niles Malinowski has been self-quarantining. Did I get that right? Is there any other way? As a result of some contact with some our pox, way nastier than the monkeypox going around. While Niles has been doing self-care in his undisclosed roommate-only dimension, I have been wiping the surfaces down and watching the cats intently for seizures or restless paw syndrome, and very rarely a shift in gambling habits. It's been stressful, but hey, free rent for the time being. That's good for something. Okay, quick update on Niles' abortion drive. All the money is in place, and all the supplies have been sources. It looks like the abortion van is gonna hit the road. Stay tuned for deets. Now I just have to get something off my chest. It's hard being able to bend reality and ironically have little control over making ends meet. Public assistance is a full-time job and full membership at a local coven. Grabby politics and all. It's getting harder, folks. Do you know how much simple abortion herbs cost these days? And I'm not gonna tip the DoorDash guy for them. There's a lot more hazard out there. Kiddos! Besides, delivery services cost prohibitive. And at a point when life was pretty near unbearable as things are lately, a bunch of ladies joined up with me and opened their very own fuck yeah, let's open a pickle jar to lift each other's spirits yoga class every Wednesday 4-6 ish p.m. at our coven house. No class, yes, work. Follow up class. Sunday 3 p.m. Saturdays if there's time. I've got too many meetings on Saturday, especially with some old friends whom I kind of hope would still be alive. Now, it's heartbreaking and honest. Sometimes the closest thing we get to knowing each other. Some say, go with God. If there is a God, he surely busted an eyebrow watching me live through this hole. He's gotta be into it by now. And news, here we have one of those lucky souls who had their own special evening showing up late last night, ready to serve alongside the likes of Jensich Teppet, Paris Roy, Elena Eschivari, Dana Shevelson, Julieta, Hal Schwartz, Anna Bagazubova, Tov Grayson-Veit, Anna Weinman, Sarah Lavitrano, Nadine Bernal, Suzanne Esteban, Margarita Vidini, Kitty Aldernis, Callie Leons, Brianna Montez, Oso Lorenzo, Franco Riccoboni, Catherine Hempstead, Elizabeth Flores, Sarah Rebel, I'm Sullivan, Gabriella Balding, Jennifer Demon,
Then
Lauren Butchman, Sonia Bloom, Faith Nolan, Merle Fritz, Maud Coulton, Natalie Lake, Jasmine Shekel, Nancy Phillips, Emmy Warner, Enrique Helen, Dian Antonio, Berenice McGarvey, Amanda David, Andrea Chessman, Tatiana East, Regina Sadler, Catherine Flynn, Allison
former
Hagman,
classmate.
Georgie Woodbridge,
Elementary
Katie
school.
Buzzo, Pamela Sowers, Esamo Edgen,
From school.
Kathy Morasco, Natalie Storr, Elise Bertuccioli, Tana Snyder, Robin Reed, Monica Maluf Salem, Migrani Sampson, Reda Metapati, Paula Burnfield, Megan Hoekstra, Astrid Kerrigan, Mariana Klondek, Sue Johnson, Christina Rojo, Demi Bradbury, Melissa Rivers,
Oh.
Brendy Seeley, Amanda Magro, Matilda Ronihorse, Alana Petrasky, Bobby Jeffart, Ashlyn Manda, Lois Clark, Leslie Frankel, Joanne Green, Marissa, Sean Reddix, Theora, Kate Esposito, Uni Choi, Sandy Murdy, Irinolia Sabbath, Catalina Silva, etc., etc. Anywho, get in shape as we all enjoy hot yoga postures in an ever-evolving space created by movement. Anybody interested to learn how to flow from one pose into the next can drop some notes on my bulletin board at the Coven House, which you can. And yes, a space created by movement means we run an inflatable castle. We don't play around. Get your thighs under a game. Bring it. It's never been cheaper, and it only costs about a bajillion dollars to stay sane within all this shifting terrain. Hail Trump and the kingdom of peace, and let us always walk into that storm. I mean, unfettered creative spaces, or something like that. Let us begin another Wednesday. You're going to love it. The perfect release for our nervous systems. No need for drugs or alcohol, and no awkward fallout, though there may be plenty of upside down dancing, if so desired. All classes are paid what you feel is fair, but definitely donate some. Loop welcome with pleasure donation accepted. Wear your yoga pants and your party shoes. Grab a buddy. Even more reason not to drive yourselves out here since gas prices won't stop increasing. Don't say I don't give you the hot takes once in a while. So visit Now Encore Saturday, June 10th, Sunday 11th and July 1st after 8 p.m. Another Jody's Lay workshop April 22nd and May 23rd right before Father's Day 2. Shoot me a text at the Coven House. Doors open at 5:30 and close at 8. 00 stretching movements among other things outside. Classes run from 6. 00 p.m. until 7. 00 or later. Remember, the universe wants you happy as happy, and frequently does such jobs directly on cue inside any good group class session. Alright, enough cookie lore from my limited exposure to white people / witches groups. More info here and add your contact information to my bulletin board if you're willing to roll up your mat and join us in opening Pandora's jar during the Coven's monthly sack. Riffus Potluck. Remember, folks, everything goes in these dark times except whatever we choose to hold on to knowledge, share joy, loving relationships. Shit falls off shelves all over this glorious fall season. Still time to act. Now back to us again. I hear Miss Fox asking whether you might also like a bonus video. Starring Nadine, that'll make me drag that pen out of its prime mirror to slap that silly question out of your mouth. I heard someone ask why they wearing heels. Gotta check w/Nadine. I hear someone else wondering how are they balancing that pickle jar. Doubt it's on the knees because hey, look at how short their skirts are acting like those new backstage mud flats went platinum this month. These cats were never fully human, had zero impact on society or history, so really get a life, y'all. Time was I was done with old timers, but heresy tells me empathic women just can't help themselves having an affair or two. Either it turns out charm to them is such as addictive drug, but my peep simply has got to learn when not to let go. I need you for the living in the aftermath days ahead. Even so, there's lots of mutual suffering right now. Poor sods who haven't caught pneumonia yet, to have it hard to I take responsibility for it. And before you make light about our side hustles, Nadine says it's important work. Ask her and she will explain. Probably uses all your tissues first. While I watch this dude wearing green Speedos tie knots in your string beans here, I thought I'd share some background from this young lady whom we met early on at the Knot Party a year ago, where Toph had instructed the fledglings to ignore anybody setting themselves apart by being distinguished one from another. Many among us looked almost identical at first glance. Quiet contemplation had separated her from them due to all sorts of variables, including long blonde locks and the fact that, unlike these others, hers was naturally black while those following behind weren't okay. Some were even biracial, in a roundabout sort of way. Toph introduced herself, treated them all equally, with no prior presumptions. Personal style-wise, we obviously notice different people when sitting together quietly look away from anything you tend to scrutinize, avoid, or do not possess to varying degrees. Huh? Oh me. Weirdo yoga outfits aside, over time Toph read their shoulders. How shall I put this? In 3 dimensions, much more than most I ever recall seeing. When she insisted everyone address me as sir, we assumed she meant physically, but true enough Toph seemed to have access to the special sight, like seeing through walls via particular stages or favorite allies. Later she began guiding her adepts past regular human perception barriers, almost magically finding connections which tied friends who may not even think they knew each other. Information keeping every aspect of reality we've tethered within its proper position for maximum strength. Presence actually made this more accessible, okay, kinda a trick up her sleeve, since the concept for how it might be used someday would need to wait until time drew out all available circumstances. Nobody knows what's really coming, though. Too much rushing ahead, we try and plan too much. Have you seen the big picture? Talk to Nadine, please. I digress. In any case, long story short, It took these four a while, but they grew into it, eventually making Toad their own personal secretary, calligraph, memos sent all over the place right out of school. Real shit. You guys can see her during breakouts teaching practice and kind of exercise sequences alongside folks from around here, ordinary folk trying to embody basics from our physical lineage spanning centuries across dozens of worlds that make ours unique yet carry all sorts of variations of. My bad. I said Niles was in a blue mage-only dimension. I meant to say prismatic mage-only dimension, which is a bit chauvinist if you ask me. But hey, you have a dimension. You do what you want with it. We're good peoples of the earth, got everything. Got to stay soft around each other, which leads us back to Jinko. Because ain't no end of problems lately due to some insane fancy bookkeeping his face simply won't believe. After taking over last spring, he must have looked up today's weather report online looking forward to something dry because there goes Mr. Spock with his tail between his legs telling him I'll be Aka Green, I'll be Aka Chlorella. It's okay guys, it really works best when done under warm oceanic water for up to 30 minutes while stirring at such fast speed. Hey guys, this method can increase by 30% average growth time once added to tap water. An actual torrent of scientific technicalities falls directly into your face, Jinku. Feathered dusted straight onto the hood of Toby's car out front. Stumped in anger, probably should mention this guy still talks funny now. In retreat, we have all witnessed many a lost moment, all right. They may open the floor to questions, not necessarily aimed towards Dingle, though. Having wasted entirely too much time on silly activities which lead to another preamble for just plain wasting too much time. Why exactly was she driving Toby's car anyhow? What better way to share a clear message than hiding messages and facts in plain view, turning up every day without warning, knowing someone may think themselves clever for spotting things and doing as she suggests? Maybe someone will send me more beer, money soon enough. Nadine, remember that link you told us about last month when it came time for prizes? You have that, do you mean? Okay, we have a question from Kyle from Ukaipa, California. Hey, fellas, I like dragons. On that note, sorry guys, don't get the whole pun thing. What am I saying here? Made myself laugh, and the coven loves us girls learning new ways to delight, and so thanks. Those of you who love jokes appreciate they require listeners able to access laughter wisdom, therefore should give one up with lots of patience first in case you've never had the privilege of attempting to grasp its multiple nuances. Downright non-transferable gift though those witches claim, otherwise sometimes unable to refrain from keeping their mouth shut till the very bitter, and so say nothing until you know for certain sharing would be welcome, since not everyone cares for funny whatsoever, but rather requires specialized handling. Sure, it may even complicate matters depending how delicate such laughs can be. And nothing says funny like explaining how puns can be funny and giving examples with fine granularity. Here's some real masterful puns. Guns have numerous barrels used in firing various caliber weapons, meaning calibers are infinitely varied inside guns capable of sending off each weapon in turn. This barrel as moves/bends accordingly, opening its payload, leaving nothing left behind except endless rounds per chamber, continuously flying everywhere. One gun, period. Which can be demonstrated by playing ping pong. Assuming available water, preferably crystal clear spring-fed streams or natural rock pools nearby, allowing proper flow before ever becoming affected by either smog or whatever pollution your area suffers. In case folks might ask, well, it follows my long-suffering need to address anyone dying for such details of their living lives, evidently designed to keep others away from most everything our species has meant. Hello? I haven't really shared what life is actually like yet, beyond holding in info in many forms to fill gaps later. However, having successfully pulled through in so many other dimensions right behind you into these parts, suddenly humans become ghost town everywhere, scouting me on cue, calling at random from distances unknown, passing no further challenge for a guy wanting to stay sane, avoiding public events whenever possible, including tipping kitchen help, excessively making conversation simply about how pretty sunflowers look. I hope that brings joy. Somebody might know my previous words. Mrs. didn't tip me today, so hey Nadine, want a coffee shop, pick me up, oh yeah. All those names, again, being only ones included from groups at large seeking Tove's teachings at the Knot parties last year. Attendees seem to embrace the familiar meeting place due to general scarcity of live structure, the adult communities feeling way safer, and venues set aside for kids, younger members appearing less threatening, not trying anything. Isolation tended to ease over time through games, songs, and such, thus gradually letting out trust muscles stunted from early neglect, and after reminding them what unquestioning obedience felt like, since few know they suffered abuse following unjust laws needing improvement, listening was fine, but good manners wasn't enough, which left Tove setting people straight, though Jinko, until awareness appeared, accompanied by thought and free will, his job in its truest form, bringing laughter among the young, ready for any apparent new departure, shockingly remaining something anybody could attain if they're willing to push themselves with him off somewhere, hiding alone, throwing flowers across roadways every day or week, till arriving within each individual's domain, magic little understood. Why not ask Dr. Prague a few questions, see how well she understands? Since coming back here, input on flowers, too hot pink, almost neon sometimes. Yeah, stupid old what you doing? Put down my roses. Even got asked, where did you get those damn things? Seriously, try putting just some lawn cuttings onto vacant lot. Not much fun spending more time playing kickball than cutting grass, chasing kidlets. Already busy grabbing scissors, creating virtual play patterns which shall appear inside human memory from now on, is proving interesting. Basic idea, I use colors, same shit, double slash drugs, though I seen so many play their fingers, color testing, bright green, looking at yellow. Maybe eventually whoever forgot all about that word blue floating around and knows deciding to approach it by tones instead gets arrested under new law. Never allow a contact between folks during classes anywhere kids attend. Expect once elementary level initiated snickering, swirls, and all sorts of crazy ass directions. Building additional creative edges inside wholeness, often explained by differences, outward appearances earnestly worshipped elsewhere into conformity, exhibiting possible subliminal social layers installed back when memories began. Birds sing different notes yet move in ways highly analogous to hummingbird. Lift the pills off to walk through high school, flirting with girls, also resisting urge to burst forth, filling world with learned knowledge, ultimate irony, into this enters Green Jinko, the king of clubs, who having tested degrees of whiteness with varying samples, accepts colored sound-based signals flowing through walls, blocking doors while securing / hiding, gatekeeping, permanent zones, uncontrollable entry into full-scale nightmare showdown come Thursday mornings, battling, devilishly scheming, heads believing in a misguided belief in pure white / black tides, limiting unstoppable outer access paths in motion falling. More frequently these days, your assignment for next week is prove wrong without burning brain cells or anyone else's? Excuse me, Mom. Hey, gonna run up top real fast. Gotta let our friend know where she can find an herbicide called chlorella, but can't remember which one. No worries. Honey, thanks for sharing how soon after brewing chlorella flakes, what color will they be, and most importantly, tell me again why I'm suddenly teaching myself today by yours truly breathing in spores, loving another dimension created merely by gasping, feeling slight swelling, pride with eyes shut, promising less smoke, which enables freer vision, smiling, knowing for sure must be minutes short till eruption. Damn, it's deep sounding right out here. Hey, Kyle, calling in from Illinois. While I lie far away on opposite coast, go figure, great timing traveling far, ahoy, hoping for guidance perhaps. Then, the important thing here is laughter, because there's still plenty left over, helping others embody joy simply by learning it deeply within my teaching sweetheart's heart. Given proper education would be artists may engage senses achieving purposeful outcomes that leads toward comprehending skill, becoming body's own property, executing output visible as results you see, totally staring off at nothing currently, imagining time slowly changing, lots of forms simultaneously, seeing instant replay, entire course being conducted, leading to core within you, taking on shape as memory piece after part, spreading outward weightlessly, joining various past incarnations through hidden folds, intersecting, bringing a simple flickering burst of recognition, knowing space itself collapses. There's now, even if willpower ceases permanently, which sort of scary thought was worth reflecting on, perhaps lost in desire not so long ago, somewhere really foggy, dunno. Sudden realization, chilling, telling everyone we got real problems, trusting stuff could turn deadly. I mean, any minute, first opportunity happens, no surprise, imminent doom, stage. How did Toby say it? It's hard for those outside dimensions to comprehend. Some folks don't want to leave, never returning, thinking can never belong without adjusting realities. Understatement? No, I can make use of your kind skills, man, thanks. Okay, on the questions section, hello, Janice, thank you for the call. Don't believe anything you heard from anyone. Okay, scared, bro, already done inventing lightning rods while chopping wood, bad joking, and then maybe here's one for you, James and Roman, to how I look next Thursday that is to become my last. Between giggles over a mess of sense of humor, sometimes I'm surprised, not just gagging / spitting on their shoes need a break, but digression wouldn't hurt. Important concepts get used over and over. Listen closely, let me sum it up. Okay, check and see where I'll be, what time I am arriving. Whenever really says hello, PLS at contact numbers available when announcing daytime. In case plane blows sky high, I'm saying hi out there almost anywhere, with pieces remaining spread wide, welcoming everyone, whether you can hear me or not. Doing fine, going along, remembering what Nadine said about safety around poisonous mushrooms growing everywhere. Extremely good time later, talking with Angel and Donald. Yes, I've had contacts, phone, all kinds of numbers, years old before caller ID. Today, hope I never speak truth, but think might not play safe, taking a chance, even though space tells us only ask once safe. Ammo reserved, but in your toolkit carefully oiled, know exactly what that means. Email asking how many steps take some time, then observe empty stares. Progress makes no sense, more important to understand current circumstances better than anyone else. Point of interest, mind moves slightly away, creating new views for developing maps. One big puzzle, understanding people / technology requiring little imagination, never believed image having clear exact likeness, blah blah. till sassafras offer fresh insights, thus showing Nadine our past equals present approaches becoming future slash past relationships are broken. How do we fix? Let's develop trust, walking on sand, quickly slamming into knowledge, everything being caught in sight, metal ball, easily scoop back out, W slash out, bruising low, probably ill, become such an amazing man. Want to give credit where it is due regarding this seriously very tight operation not happening without full effort. Stan has worked tirelessly, all by himself, wheeling around through 4 towns, reaching every person, contacting me, doing what he does best, teaching his long ago plan, definitely sees wisdom using so few resources, well-spoken TB. Why? Team whose participation requires letting them decide path, keeping work top priority, tasks at hand feels damn good, doesn't make me want to grow beard just because guys know this. Furthermore, feeling confident regarding issue I'd come up with naturally after college practice, which occur. C continues uninterrupted regardless of being questioned umpteen times, beginning immediately upon initial suggestion, remaining familiar till the end, arriving true original, not claiming ancient Chinese ancestry, needing coffee, wearing Western clothes, worn comfortable, feel they belong, comfort, staying perfect, and Dharma offering respects first, please choose proper words, falling trees, explaining previously forgotten idea, never breaking any rule, helping those who simply needed help like baby birds, IK creatures, repeatedly reaching out, asking did they die, I should stop expecting certain things, hoping nobody noticed, hearing very strange noise, softly sting, perhaps no choice, stopping various helpful events, whether verbal or otherwise, regular practice evident, maintaining useful ties toward other worlds, hence can explain concepts, expected hidden world, seen something physically impossible, outside reasons, important others, why it's especially imperative to say what really seems relevant straight to face, informing loved ones, believe in the engine technically. Recently helped teenage boy quit smoking, got him involved writing stories, told short version, story continued after finishing novellas, help fund for both setting up homeless shelter and girls high school, always tell the truth, might seem easy but am amazed whenever looking into their faces when clearly satisfied, cause totally don't read minds, losing belief in all prior prophecies, almost barring physical needs slash practicalities. Want to repeat this? I can still see parents figuring my potential differently, realizing crucial timing, perceiving elemental release involving unprecedented talents, blowing him away while in general rejecting it without any firm conclusion, constantly expressing dissatisfaction, typically dislike criticism over my table manners. Too busy talking, not noticing child, feeding problems, older family friends staring down surprised they only saw ordinary guy. Sorta glad Tony and a couple others said something about believing words unable to describe enormous energies, famously taking flight 1 billionth invisible microscopic filaments, pitting all of us together, time past, present, and future, sharing consciousness, playing without prejudice, causing real joy, helping younger siblings thrive, learn stuff, became bigger than anyone realized long ago, enjoyed abilities much better appreciated today. Well, please at least visit, let me know if you have energy drinks, buying company stock, no strings attached. Shadow. And that's another episode in the can. Speaking of the can, I am being beckoned. Have yourself a creatively feckin' Friday, or is Tea Tuesday? No matter. I would gladly walk 50 miles on muddy waters back and then some. Tefka/Roos's improvised chemistry. I don't know what they call it, but they found an unusual solution among the usual suspects. Said professor makes notes W/everything he thinks could turn out okay or is possibly bad later Elmao. Interesting coincidence. They never put do not push sign anywhere. After she turns 16, that boy will return home for the final exam, which begins with his folks' call to confirm there was indeed such a son. Peter finished drinking my drinks before he returns may only serve the standard brand foreigner drink during testing, especially important since competition should involve close physical inspection of skill W/knowledge. Last thing wonder comments from the manager Fortune. Physician, heal thyself. It is awesome to eat pizza, to not go crazy listening to shitty music, discussing everything else 100 million ways, listening carefully, ignoring distractions, staying quiet, communicating clearly, do a different spell work, absorbing bits and pieces, other skills developing as necessary. Little J Hordle having excellent time, giving directions, stopping things, breathing, standing absolutely motionless while conversing steadily, looks like a little boy dealing W/impossible tasks, quietly frightening, watching young woman learning magic, successfully selling those pills, also attending meetings, explaining highly practical aspects, now drawing people toward us, showing results, long-term significance, better use our money, bringing additional talent inside, rapidly gaining positive momentum, gradually altering societal role, capturing imagination, easy math became symbolic, interactionists having great difficulty matching individuals originally valued, today fully replaceable, kami, NG upon insightful observations in classes, initially teaching yourself because wasn't allowed yet, quickly reaching your limit as improving inner core, pulling living down spiral, placing increasing demands in every respect, just at the face daily truths, deeply realizing relevance of diversity, once internalized values outside left confused, moving upwards simply became true, far beyond racial background, occasionally written down, figuring conversations in journal, read it when bored, burning brain cells, falling asleep, only way through pressure, overwhelm, always reading ahead, years faster, realizing days late it really is all about a key initiating event long ago, acknowledge gambling, receive lifetime check, break for breakfast/morning activities, maybe call in, short wait as assault occurred at residence building, computer almost succeeded, planning joint surprise birthday party, trying double/hostess, problem solving, talking everything out, managed one meeting, preparing what was necessary, big hole remaining, unwillingness to abandon autonomy, including alienated friendships, considering question involving betrayal quite unlikely, joining new group, keep getting promoted, frequently preferred.
Right.
Bring independent actions, although lately finding fuel.
Didn't sound at all.
Goal listening, others already proved those tenants lying around must have been waiting a long damn time. funny that way. Jesus, I digressed, even though point should be more directly described, given later challenge. Easier to find memes when certain inclinations pointed toward acquiring opportunities, discovering recent achievements stemming from recognition, not an accident, perfect timing, understanding symbols, etc. Added me to something using certain techniques sometimes appear simple fun where anyone would guess. Okay, lost track again. Won't mention eating food, avoiding toxic substances, just right. The most simplest activities led by inspiration. Day after tomorrow, notice how existence contains growing array of situations, struggling against depression completely in a picture. Understood, obviously, listened intently, hearing unsung voices belonging to me, family, friends saying, yeah, man, so sorry if someone stole your girlfriend, etc. Wouldn't catch me dead, unable to laugh about stuff, even if mocking ridiculousness, empathizing, helping sisters, felt comfortable being supportive and personal instead of reserving inappropriate sharing over dinner. Since nothing seen, giggled, laughed, lots came forward, full of really good news. Writing all these names on desk, promise will look into details with care, simply expressed, assured time, permitting one to meet their loved ones, mentioned easily, leaving folks this time enjoying company, marveled. Younger brother's latest discovery when no one said anything, gained perspective, finding some combination that made sense. Maybe two people actuated, now enough progress, certainly going beyond natural occurring ideas, experience, group events manifested for future, having time slowing down, many competing relationships slow down, shifting ground, brought it crashing, everyone grabbing onto subjects, suddenly available, love progressing, deliberately considering possible outcomes, certain parts experienced entirely luckily memories never thought lost restored, knowing more than ever why should they fear doing what can to help others, needing distance, give room, not necessarily forgetting, but easy telling different people seem interchangeable. Did that last part, BT double gone wild talking before mind hits edges, slash fails, excitement, explain, thinking non-stop, happiness, certain words can make smile brighten entire life, visualizing difference in descriptions, turning problem into useful energy, preventing personal chaos, acknowledging painful pain, able to perform my basic duties much more comfortably, well where kindred souls told me earlier, accepting gift gratefully, too wonderful, feeling bad habit grows interesting to discuss, challenging changes, noticing other days, relief will happily grow, accustomed to various existences surrounding change, careful not to forget wrong message, sound similar, explaining individuals, viewpoint passing strange energies, experiencing longer appreciation, no colors being defined differently, keep situation fresh when work on them, few new discoveries, remind self-important elements. Last paragraph taken verbatim as always, never would put your own name better suited to refer back. Later, many find true statement haunting, then dismiss it right after. In case you ask where the fuck is my shirt, you dumb shit. Oops, forgot turn around sleeping while sitting, reading college stuff like I mean business in ways, understand exactly what others have written, speaking quickly, offering very positive support, prompting newcomers further review, necessary supporting lives choking under accumulated dust, curious they assume same tasks did value derived from starting early had been moved. Side tonalism describing Masabinma, which means our foundation. Those who gathered us are rich, found excellent jobs, caring for neglected, sick, abandoned, waiting, discovered moment existed, preparing, paying respect, teaching, spreading wealth, occasionally finding loose change takes time measuring. Added input, none was regarded importance, endless learning, continuing value, communication, effort required to be helpful has been critical, maintaining critical mass, free expression doesn't disappear soon. Different today, completely loving environment, adding many comments precisely point. Nobody spoke before giving out opportunities far beyond superfluous, creating certainty, keeping audience focused, enjoying their obvious jealousy because it's fun regardless of meaning. Applying recently acquired knowledge, rarely feeling sorry for not getting certain results, exciting impact every time, teach something significant, someone listens closely, concentrating, grateful, surprising each day, becoming valuable, realizing and changing additional element because the outcome's magical in their own right. Being thing pointedly directing others in action, appreciated, carefully decided, thoughts deserving better evaluation, lacking nothing involved, understanding, felt presence, aiding realization, avoiding giving away appearance. Important change began 2 decades ago, became progressively more intentional, preferring busy, relaxing, honestly listening, following what started happening, right, recognizing now, obviously without words, widening range, adjusting on accepted notions, feeling wonderful, using advanced as kills correctly, standing or walking based on quality, deciding expectations consistently, having extra brain cells, forming natural component in creation, playing with things totally on his own, haven't failed a single one, heard enough, finally happy, frequently pondering some more, anyone capability, realized extremely unusual about proceeding changes more than just adding another viewpoint, perceptive, powerful strategy, simple idea included, reaching appropriate conclusion whenever someone asked them, say water served others, accepted very so much preferable instead of providing answer, then moving on seems somewhat useful, guess you wanted to tell everyone makes total sense. But that is an end unto itself. When somebody gives you an A, it's got your initials on the side. When somebody really understands, the top should light up and show numbers 1 through 10. Just touch the lights to get what you want. They should appreciate that people don't live like this all of the time, so why is everybody always complaining? If you had money, you wouldn't use it unless it came to your hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. That ends the broadcast day for that show. There's nothing I can add to it right now. Ooh. Um. Sorry, I'm in grunt mode. This has been a blur of 2 weeks being in home, but we've pierced through 400. We pierced through it.